Video number 2 on the day here at Chicago Bears Now. I am Harrison Graham. The reason we're doing another video is, well, the unfortunate reality that we are hoping to avoid. The Buffalo Bills have matched the contract offer for Ryan Bates, which means the Bears are still searching for answers on the offensive line. Ian Rapoport broke the news in the last half hour or so. The Bills will match the restricted free agent offer sheet for offensive lineman Ryan Bates per GM Brandon Beane. It's a 4-year deal for Bates. So lots of thoughts on this one, obviously. And by the way, Ryan Poles is talking at the owners' meeting as we speak. He literally just said it stinks when asked about this. I'm a bit surprised, if I'm being completely honest. Teams have 5 days to match. We are well into day 4 here today. And I talked earlier today. I said I felt like it was 3 smoking Jays. The Bears are going to get them, but I didn't go 4 because I thought there was still a chance Buffalo would match. They obviously have, and now it's back to the drawing board for Ryan Poles as he tries to retool and rebuild this offensive line. I'm a bit surprised, but maybe not as surprised as I should be once I reveal the contract details to you, which we'll get to in just a moment. What is your one-word reaction to the Bills keeping Bates? Sucks, crap, shoot, damn, surprised. I think those are all words that can apply. Let us know how you guys are feeling in the comments section. So the Bills keep Ryan Bates on a 4-year deal. Now, the interesting part, as Ryan Poles is going to have to pivot now, is what we wanted to know this entire time. How much did the Bears sign Ryan Bates to, at least that contract offer? How much did they agree to terms on to try and poach him from Buffalo? I thought it was going to be in the around $6 million per year range. The tender was just under $2.5 million. I said, okay, double that, add a little more to sweeten it. 3 years, $18 million, 6 per year. And then when I saw, 4-year contract, I was like, okay, well, Brad Biggs reports that the 4-year contract offer sheet that he signed with the Bears, which the Bills have now matched, around $17 million with the first 2 years fully guaranteed. So they did try to front load it in guaranteed money, but 17 divided by 4, guys, just over $4 million per year. They should have offered more if they wanted to be sure they were going to get him. I think the Bears should have offered more money, $4 million per year. The tender of $2.45 million, they should have at least doubled that. They should have at least gone $5 million per year. I said $6 million to be sure about this. If you really wanted this player and you feel like he's a starter for 4 years, which they gave him a 4-year deal, then you should have given him $6 million per year. You didn't. We know Poles has been selective and doesn't like spending a lot, but even he acknowledged for the right players and at times in free agency, you have to overpay. Would 6 have been an overpay? Yeah. But you would have gotten the player, and now you've waited 4 days, and you're still searching for an answer there. So where does Poles go from here? I mean, I think that's what we have to explore on the rest of this video, and obviously over the next few days here as, the Bears really wanted this player, I think. I think they really wanted Ryan Bates and felt like he was a multi-year starter on this offensive line and fit what this team wants to do schematically, and now you got to go in a different direction. So that is unfortunate. We'll explore some other options coming up in just a second, but this is why you excribe. What is Petey, what does excribe mean? Anybody? This is why you subscribe to the channel, because good news, bad news, awesome news, unfortunate news, we cover it all because we're not frauds, and when things don't go our way, we don't punt. We continue to bring you the latest around the Chicago Bears. So subscribe, support the channel. Hey, win, lose, or draw, we're bringing you the best Chicago Bears coverage, rumors, news, and more here on YouTube. Okay, so the way I see it, this is how the offensive line depth chart sits right now. And it's very loose, by the way. I don't know what tackle is going to look like at all. Lucas Patrick said in his press conference that he's going to start at center. Could that change now? Could you sign a center, move Patrick to guard? We'll explore on a name in a second. I think Whitehair's here for another year. Again, we'll see at tackle. I guess if you played tomorrow, Dakota Dozier would start at right guard. You don't want that, at least not in my opinion. I think this team needs at least 2 starters on the offensive line because I don't think both Borum and Jenkins are going to start. I'm guessing just Jenkins does, and he might start at right tackle. And if that's the case, you need another guard and or center if you move Patrick, and you need a tackle. I mean, I think you need 2 starters up front after missing out on Ryan Bates. Back to the drawing board. There's names out there. Obviously, you got the NFL draft, but I will concede. I think this is a minor blow for this team. Which is unfortunate at this point. So we'll take a look at 5 names momentarily, but what should the Bears do now if you were in charge? What would be the next move you're making if you are Ryan Poles? Let us know in the comments, and I'm sure the comments will be interesting on this video. All right, Bears fans, let's take a look at some offensive line targets, interior O-line targets to be specific. I'm not going to worry about tackle for this video. View this as Ryan Bates replacements, even though you never had him because the Bills matched his offer sheet. All right, let's start with a center because, again, Lucas Patrick can play guard. He started games there. How about J.C. Tretter, guys? He's still out there. I think he's a top 10 center in this league. PFF had him at number 6 overall last year. You could sign Tretter, put Patrick at guard. I'm just saying, it's an option. I think you could do a lot worse than going in that direction. Now, it's possible when they signed Patrick, they promised him he'll start at center, but things change, man. This is like last year, Andy Dalton. We promised you'll start. Well, we drafted Justin Fields, so things change. I don't know what to tell you, but I would consider this if the price is right. I think Tretter's actually a better center than Patrick, and then Patrick plugs in at guard, and he's starting caliber there. I think that would be pretty solid overall. What do you guys think? Should the Bears sign J.C. Tretter? Type Y for yes, type N for no. I'd consider it. I think it's a decent idea. I think it's a decent plan. We'll see what Ryan Poles and company come up with. How about Ereck Flowers, who's had quite the career, was terrible as a tackle with the Giants. Then he plays decent at guard, gets a nice contract from Miami, bounces around, ends up in Washington. He was okay. He's glue, I would say. Like, he's not a long-term solution, but you want to get some Velcro out there. 1-2 year deal for Ereck Flowers, plug him in at guard. You could do worse. Darrell Williams, who was also with the Bills, they let him go, cut him. He's got tackle guard flexibility, so maybe he could be multifaceted for you. If you need him to play tackle, he can. If you need him to play guard, he can as well. He's got that positional flexibility, which I think is valuable for a guy still out there on the open market, kind of like a Lucas Patrick. He can play center or guard. Williams can play guard or tackle. If the price is right, $3-4 million per year on a 1 or 2 year deal, I think Darrell Williams would be a decent little recovery. Now, Trey Turner, who's been a Pro Bowler and is still only 28 years old, I believe, spent last year with the Pittsburgh Steelers, played fairly well. I'm intrigued by him. I don't know what his market's going to be, but he might be the best pure guard left on the open market. Name to monitor for sure. And then Zion Johnson, wanted to include one draft option. We've talked about him a few times. He's one of my favorite players in the draft. He can play guard. He can play center. Maybe you draft him as a guard, and over time, maybe year 2, year 3, you move him to center if you like him there. After, Lucas Patrick's 2-year deal runs out, you could go that route. I think I will say this. After this Bates whiff by Chicago, I think drafting an O-lineman at 39 just became more likely, which ideally you'd want to take the best receiver on the board at 39, but with the offensive line currently constructed, if the draft was tonight, I think O-line's a bigger need than receiver, which is saying a lot because receiver is a big need. So this is a blow, like I said, to miss out on Ryan Bates here. Not that he's a superstar or anything, but this front office viewed him as a multi-year starter, and you didn't get him, which is why you should have offered more money. But Ryan Poles is being very selective and very careful with the money he does spend. So we'll ask you, I think we'll get some split results on this. Do you trust Ryan Poles? Type T for trust, type D for don't. I think we have to, right? Like we obviously this is a setback. The Ogunjobi physical thing, which more on him in a second, stunk as well. But let's let him get through his first offseason. Let's see what the product is on the field next season before we judge this guy. T for trust or D for don't. Speaking of Larry Ogunjobi, like I mentioned, Ryan Poles is talking to the media at the owners' meetings right now, and he says that they're still open to signing Larry Ogunjobi. There haven't been contract talks since the failed physical, and that contract fell through, but he says they're still open to it. We'll see if something develops. That could be what this could be? This could be a post-draft signing. Like, hey, he's still out there. Maybe the foot has recovered a little bit more. How about a 1 year, $6 or $7 million deal, right? See if he can prove it next year, then cash in. Obviously, he missed out on that 3 or $40.5 million, but we'll see what happens from there. Poles started talking about Nick Foles trade possibilities, so there's no talks there yet. My Twitter feed is littered up. This is why you subscribe, because tomorrow we'll explore all of that on our live show, 4 o'clock Eastern, 3 Central. And hell, who knows? The Bears might sign someone tonight, and if they do, we'll have another video. Appreciate you guys. Wanted to mention it one more time. No Ryan Bates. He's back with the Buffalo Bills. We'll see what the Bears do next. Bear down. We'll see you soon.